welcome to my YouTube channel. We're back with another review for Fruits Basket, and this time we're reviewing episode 6. So in this episode we find out more about Toru and her relationship with her mother growing up. This season has really shown some things I wasn't expecting. Like the fact that Kyoko, which is Toru's mom, was super depressed after her husband died. Basically, the episode starts with Yuki asking Toru if she's gonna go visit her mom's gravesite because it's the anniversary of her mom's death. I think Kyo feels like he's getting too close to Toru. He's like, I need to dial it back a bit because in like a year I'm gonna be locked in a cage and we can't have none of this. Later on that day, Shigure goes to talk to Rin and he asked her why she would do what she did, and she said because she wants the curse broken, and Rin promised her that, Akito's mom promised Rin that she could tell her the way to break the curse. And then Shigure laughs and tells her she doesn't know how. She was lying to you. So Toru interrupts their conversation because she wants to know when the curse is gonna break, because she needs Kyo to be free. She's like, I need Kyo to be free like today, like yesterday. Like, this should have happened already. I don't know why we're still doing this. It's weird when Toru gets upset. I've never really seen her upset, so this is different because Shigure starts to talk about how Kyo's never gonna be free. He's still gonna be the cat and he's still gonna be locked up in that cage no matter what. And I'm just like, wow, that's a little fucked up. Yikes. Like, you have to say that? You could have said it a little bit more delicately. Like, at this point I realized that Shigure, he doesn't even care how people see him. I don't care how you view me. This is how I feel. I'm just honest about it. And the reality is, it kind of seems like Rin kind of agreed with him because she didn't say nothing after he said that. She kind of didn't say anything about his comments when he said, well, we're all monsters, but at least we're not like him. Kyo's like the cat and he transforms into this kind of beast kind of creature. But at the same time, I get it, because it's like, how many times have we all been in situations where we're like, well, at least I'm not like them, let's be honest here. Like, come on, like if you really think about it, how many times have we seen someone like that's like, okay, this is gonna be a really weird example, but like, try to see where I'm coming from. How many times have you seen someone less fortunate than you and you think to yourself, well, at least my life is not as bad as that? It's almost kind of like that, but Shigure said it more honestly. I feel really bad for Kyo because, I feel bad for Kyo because, his situation was something he was just born into. Same as, people that are born, very less fortunate and they are dying of malnutrition and, they don't have enough resources. Things like that, same like that, as opposed to people that do have those resources, don't have malnutrition, waste food and things like that. So I know it's a weird comparison. I just want to say, I mean, he's really fucked up about it, but at the same time, he's just being honest. He is just being honest. He is really messed up, and I actually really hate Sugar right now. I'm like, I hate you as a human being. He's really changed a lot. The way the season has been going, he just doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. I didn't expect Shigure to be this type of human being. Although I did make the comparison, yeah, sure, whatever. He was really messy about it. And Toru got really angry. She was really upset, which was understandable. I mean, you just said that they're gonna lock up the man that she loves forever and she's never gonna see him again. I think at that point she starts to realize that she's in love with Kyo. Rin asked her, what's most precious to you? And the first thing that should have came up was her mom, obviously, but it wasn't. It was Kyo. She doesn't know what to do in this situation because the reality is the most precious thing to her is her mom and Kyo, but there's not enough room for both of them. It seems like there's not enough room for both of these two things to coexist in her heart at this point in time, especially with everything that Kyo and the Zodiacs are going through. There's just not enough space for all of it. Eventually Kyo goes to visit the gravesite of Toru's mom, without no one there, and I'm just like, so you really went to the gravesite? You just did it without her. I feel like he's trying to create a space between him and Toru, so they're close, but they're not really close. They're friends, but they're not more than friends. You know what I mean? And then Kyo bumps into Toru's grandfather, who tells him why Toru talks the way she talks. I actually didn't know that Toru had a reason for the way she talks the way she talks. I just thought that was just who she was as a person, as a human being. I would have loved to see what kind of person she was actually before she took on this demeanor that she has now, but let's not get into that right now. The reason Toru talks the way she talks is because she's imitating her father, Katsuya. Because when Katsuya died, her mom went into a deep depression and wasn't talking to anyone. She wasn't talking, she wasn't saying anything. And Toru got scared. Toru got scared that her mom was gonna go where Katsuya was. And that was like he's dead. She really thought her mom was gonna try to kill herself. It's actually really sad because when you watch the video, you can see how little Toru's so little. She was very young when she was asking all these questions. Is my mom gonna go to where my dad is? Even though her father had just died. She didn't want to lose her mom. She didn't want her mom to go anywhere. So she started to act like her dad because she thought that maybe if she acted like her father, maybe she would stay. Maybe she wouldn't want to kill herself. Maybe she wouldn't want to go to where Katsuya was. And also another thing too is when she was little, a lot of the elders were saying around her, she doesn't look anything like her father. Like how's that going to be comforting to her mom? I feel like adults don't realize when they say things, kids listen. Like Toru's grandfather was saying in the episode, children can sense contempt. Period. They really can. Like, that's just the reality. They can sense contempt. So for them to say she doesn't look anything like her father, how's that gonna comfort her mom? Toru was so little, why would you say that around a child? But that's neither here nor there. I'm just so frustrated about that. So Toru, because she didn't really look like her father, and because her mom seemed really depressed and wouldn't talk to her, decided that the only choice was to act like her father, because then her mom wouldn't leave her, which is actually a really horrifying realization that she even had. And that the fact that she even was like, oh, well, yeah, this is what I have to do, is just, it's really sad, actually. I actually really feel for her. And we also find out that Toru actually sees her father as a bad person because of how her mom was after he died. Her mom was like distraught. Like, she lost her partner. It's almost like I don't want to say this, she kind of forgot she had a child. I'm like, you have a So she lost her partner. So it felt like she lost everything. It was like when her husband had died, she forgot everything. Everything kind of collapsed around her. So she went into this deep, dark depression. And I feel like this is so important. I don't know any shows that really talk about depression like this. And I love that Fruits Basket is not afraid to get into it, because you know what? When people fall deep, they fall deep. They really do fall deep. At the end of the episode, it looks like Kyo has this crazy flashback. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we'll find out in the next episode. I was really happy about this episode, and that hug scene with Kyo and Toru, that was my favorite part. It was such a beautifully animated scene. I was just super impressed. They did a really good job. Like, I was just so proud. I actually really liked how they delved into Toru's personality, because Toru's personality, for a long time I've been thinking her personality is a little too nice. She's too nice. I've always said she's too nice. She's too kind. She's too this. If she was in the work world, she'd probably get chewed up, spit out, and eaten alive. I love Toru, but she is way too nice. And there was moments where I was questioning her. Like, I was just like, why are you this nice of a person? And do you never feel anger? So for us to see that in this episode, I was, not gonna lie, really kind of shocked. I was shocked about that. When Toru gets mad, like before, like other episodes, she's like, oh, it's no big deal. Like, she shakes it off. She brushes it off. She acts like it's no big deal. She really does brush everything off. Everything's gonna be okay. That's her motto. Everything's gonna be okay. And I feel like I've never seen her genuinely angry, or genuinely express her feelings. I feel like it almost feels like a front. And now that we know that it is a front, I'm just like, well, fine. Like, I'm happy that we got like some sort of explanation for it. Not that there's anything wrong with her, but I do feel like her kindness is a little bit extreme. It just sometimes feels like it's not who she really is. What you guys think about Kagura slapping her though? I got really pissed off about that. I was like, Kagura, who the fuck are you slapping? Listen, just because you got rejected and all doesn't mean you gotta go slapping people. Toru was basically telling Rin that she's in love with Kyo, and Kagura goes and slaps her because she's like, why don't you tell Kyo that? And although Kagura is right, you should be telling Kyo this, not Rin. Don't slap Toru. Don't slap Toru. Like, I will come for you. Like, I will fight you myself. Okay? I thought this episode was really good. I was really happy that Toru's grandfather really delved into Toru's past and also told more about Toru and why she is the way she is and why she acts the way she acts. It makes so much sense now. It's just like, oh wow, that's why she has this lucky, like, this attitude where everything's gonna be okay, everything's all right, everything's fine. And sometimes things are not fine, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with like not being okay, like that. And I feel like Toru just never had those moments, you know. And finally in this episode she had those moments where she was not okay with what people were saying. She was not okay with how she felt. She admits, you know, she has flaws too. Like, sometimes I feel like she had no flaws. I'm not even upfront. Like, I'm just like, you're just perfect. You literally just perfect. She admits that she has flaws, and you know, like, I respect her for that, because that attitude she had with, oh, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be great, ha 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 ha, it was just too, it was too happy. It was too, like, after a while I was just like, so when are you gonna start to feel shit? Like, because I don't even know if you've ever felt shit. And now looking into her past, I see, like, this is why she is the way she is. And she does it because she did it at one point for a long time, and now she's just gotten used to it. She did it at one point for a long time because it was for her mom to stay with her. And to be a child and witness your parents going through that kind of depression must be very difficult. And even at the time when she was young, they had to be separated because, you know, her mom was so depressed that she literally couldn't take herself out of that depression. And after a certain point, her mom decided to live for Toru because, you know, Toru needed her, you know. And then Toru was doing that thing where she was talking like her father, so she could kind of seem like him even though she didn't look like him. Even though the elders would say awful things like, she doesn't even look like her father, whose kid is this, which was really fucked up. I like, this episode was really good, guys. I was really happy with the way this episode went. I was so happy we finally got to know more about Toru. I feel like we've been getting more of the Zodiacs, but we haven't learned anything about Toru. I'm actually glad they delved more into Toru and we found out a little bit more about her, because, you know what, I feel like it's about time. I feel like it's really about time we've learned more about Toru and we found out why she is the way she is. You know, she's not a bad person by any means, but, you know, her demeanor, her personality, sometimes it seems forced. It's just like, I don't know if someone could be like this every single moment for every single second of their life. It just feels like she's not being authentically herself, and it kind of bothered me sometimes, because I'm just like, if you're mad, like Kyo would say it too, if you're mad, say something. If you're sad, cry. If you're like, just feel things. And I feel like I was having a problem with Toru because I'm just like, I feel like she doesn't feel things, and it pisses me off sometimes. I'm just like, I just want you to flip a table or something. Like, do something. Like, come on. But what do you guys think of this episode? I thought it was really good. I can't wait to see episode 7. I'm really excited. So comment down below, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.